how Iran's leader was killed.
It's roughly 6 a.m. in Israel. A series of fighter jets takes off, armed with long-range, high-precision missiles. According to CIA and Israeli intelligence, a significant portion of Iran's leadership has gathered here, in a compound in Tehran. Among them, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the country's supreme leader. 2 hours and 5 minutes after the jets took off, Israeli missiles strike the compound. This is how the Israeli and US attacks on Iran unfolded, how the country's leader was killed, and what has happened since.
شهد شعیب گوارای شهادت را نوشیدند و به ملکوت اعلی پیوستند.
By the time this video is published,
I know what those words meant on the screen.
Might have emerged. The US, Israel, and Iran have a long history of tensions. Until 1979, Iran was an authoritarian monarchy ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. He was supported by the US. When his regime was overthrown in the Iranian Revolution, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini took control of the country and founded the Islamic Republic. He was determined to transform Iran into a country ruled by Islamic law. Khomeini abandoned the former Shah's pro-Western stance. The US
This is hard for me to understand it. Islamic law? Is that like a religion-based system that dictates the laws in the country?
US and its close ally Israel were declared sworn enemies.
I'm not gonna have a take.
Especially the opposition of Israel.
Okay, I'm gonna have a take. I think even to this day, I think in the modern world, I think even other religions kind of modernize their operation overall in general, right? And there's some form of small wiggle room, right? Where it's kind of a hybrid, right? At least some moral code. There's a little bit of flexibility. Or I think being super rigid in today's world, in other people's view, I'm not saying these. I'm not gonna judge anybody, right? I think in other people's perspectives, it will seem rigid from their point of view, looking outwards in.
Became a strategic and ideological goal. Ruhollah Khomeini died in 1989 and was succeeded by Ali Khamenei, a cleric who quickly rose through the ranks and had become a key figure in the religious leadership of the country. Over time, Iran, Israel, and the US repeatedly engaged in conflicts. Sanctions were imposed onto Iran. Iran became a key financier of anti-Israeli militias in the region. In 2002, it was uncovered that Iran was enriching uranium at 2 secret locations.
I remember that.
The enriched uranium could be used for nuclear reactors or nuclear weapons, a fear the US and its allies had had for a while already. Iran has repeatedly denied its alleged pursuit of nukes. The US and Israel ran many attempts to stop the nuclear program. Through cyber attacks, the assassination of key scientists, and especially in the US's case through diplomacy. In 2015, the Obama administration and the Iranian regime...
When Obama was deporting every other person, okay, nobody blinked an eye. When Obama was bombing every other country, nobody blinked an eye. I mean, I'm just saying it how it is. I mean, you could get mad at me. I was alive during those times, and I remember, buddy.
Regime agreed to a nuclear deal.
This is a good day, because once again, we're seeing what's possible with strong American diplomacy. Under the nuclear deal that we, our allies and partners, reached with Iran last year, Iran will not get its hands on a nuclear bomb.
However, in 2018, President Trump pulled out of the deal.
The fact is, this was a horrible, one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made.
Ever since, relations have tensed up. In 2025, in the midst of new negotiations, Israel and the US launched a series of airstrikes on Iran using bunker buster bombs.
Yo, those are
3
crazy.
Iranian nuclear sites were heavily damaged. In the same year, Iran plummeted further into an economic crisis. The currency crashed, food prices soared, people grew frustrated. By the end of 2025, mass demonstrations erupted across the country. Peaceful protesters and rioters called for the end of the Islamic Republic. Trump called for an uprising of the Iranian people against their government, saying, "Help."
Question. So the people that are inside the country that is under Islamic law, they don't like it? and then they don't want that to be the thing. Okay, so I got it right, kind of, right? That makes sense. It's mixed, okay.
Is on its way, but the regime brutally cracked down on the protests. It shut down the internet across the country. For days, little to no news made it out. In the end, thousands of people were killed. 50,000 reportedly got arrested. The US began to build up troops in the region, with Trump repeatedly threatening Iran. On Thursday, February 26th...
Yo. Dude, I feel like my takers are so unhinged today, chat. Guys, can I be honest with you? I mean, people get mad about, oh, protesters, they don't want to arrest this guy, don't arrest this guy. Or, I mean, I didn't see any tweets about people complaining about this on my timeline. I mean, I didn't see anybody fucking complaining and denouncing this. Was there?
Thousands of people were killed. 50,000 reportedly got arrested. The US began to build up troops in the region, with Trump repeatedly threatening Iran. On Thursday, February 26th, there was a last-ditch diplomatic effort between the two countries in Geneva.
Why am I not allowed to make a good comparison? I'm so confused. Why am I not? Dude, that makes perfect sense. That is a crazy amount of arrests and stuff. I don't really know the context, but that is still a very big mobilization, and I'm thinking a lot of it was probably peaceful, right? Are all these guys were doing bad riots, or whatever? Probably not. I mean, so
to no avail. Saturday, February 28, around 9:40 a.m. in Tehran, Iran's capital. This
everywhere?
government compound is not far from Hua Square. It reportedly houses offices of...
It was so nowhere that I remember. I think it was Asman, and I think it was Train and other people that actually care that were calling everybody out for not talking about the Iranian situation. I remember vividly, and a lot of people that I know that are Iranian or have some family with her were saying, guys, nobody's talking about this because it was completely sort under the rug, right? It was being deliberately avoided, and you guys are trying to make me fucking think, or being gaslit that people care about it. How many flags do people have on their fucking profile picture? Oh, I stand by Iran, however. How many fucking tweets were made? How many fucking blacked up profile picture? Guys, I'm boycotting. Fucking nobody. So now, oh no, fuck that. Weird.
The Iranian presidency, Iran's National Security Council, and the supreme leader. Since 2025, the US has apparently gained specific insights how Ayatollah Khamenei and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps communicate and move while under pressure. Reportedly, the CIA has tracked Khamenei for months. They've mapped his whereabouts and studied his patterns. They're confident he's here today, and they learned of a meeting of top Iranian officials on site. The US and Israel originally intended to strike at night under the cover of darkness. But they reportedly moved their time of attack. This opportunity was too good to miss. Suddenly, Israeli missiles hit the buildings. During impact, several national security officials are in one of them. Supreme Leader Khamenei reportedly in another. Afterwards, satellite imagery shows heavy damage to the buildings. Black smoke is rising. Geo-confirmed footage recorded here also shows massive amounts of smoke in the area of the compound. A picture taken here, too. Ali Hosseini Khamenei died in the attack. Also killed, Suyid Abdorrahim Mousavi, Chief of Staff of Iran's armed forces. Ali Shamkhani, head of the National Defense Council. Mohammad Pakpour, Commander-in-Chief of the IRGC. Aziz Nazerzadeh, Defense Minister. According to Israeli news, a total of 30 senior Iranian officials were killed in just half a minute in the opening strike.
Huh?
The operation...
Yo, this is some Walter White shit.
...stopped Roaring Lion in Israel and Epic Fury in the US. It has been planned for months. Masoud Pezeshkian, president of Iran, however, survived. Ali Larijani, secretary of the Supreme National Security Council, vowed Iran would fight back and assured continuity of governance. The strike on the government compound was just one part of the operation.
Okay, I have to pause. Yo, you guys are Brendan. This whole Twitter shit, I don't measure my overall view of the world by how much it is on Twitter. All I can do is compare the volume of care on Twitter towards one thing, and then compare with the volume of care towards another thing. The scale I use isn't from Twitter to real world. It's from Twitter this to Twitter that. The model is in that way normalized. I mean, that makes total sense. I mean, what the fuck? Like, that absolutely is logical.
Afterwards, Israel reportedly take out Iran's air defenses, especially around.
That's exactly like if today is like, oh yeah, everybody cares about gambling on Twitch. Everybody still talks about it, dude. Cause Danny tweeted 10 days ago about the gambling issue of slots on Twitch, obviously. It's the same thing as when Pokey, Miz, when everybody was talking about it again. It's the same thing, dude. Because Danny talked about it 10 days ago. Like, absolutely not. I compared the volume of care in one zone, one thing, or one timeline, and I compare it to the same platform and the same in the other zone. And I compare the two models. Like, that makes absolute sense.
Tehran. In a third wave, Israel deploys roughly 200 fighter jets, bringing much of its air force into Iran. The goal is reportedly to destroy as many Iranian missiles as possible, as fast as possible. The US reportedly joins in about 30 minutes after the attack on Iran's leadership. According to the New York Times, their attacks focus primarily on targets in eastern Iran, far away from Israel. They also attacked the Iranian fleet. Reportedly, US warships fired Tomahawk cruise missiles at Iranian targets. American ground forces use artillery rocket systems. Several military and command centers in Tehran are hit by Israeli airstrikes. Further explosions are reported in Iranian cities across the country. Trump releases a video officially announcing the military operation and urges the Iranian people to take over their government.
When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take.
Netanyahu later does the same.
נבטיח את נצח ישראל.
Shortly after their announcement, an airstrike hits the Sarayeh Tayyibi Elementary Girls' School in Minab, Hormozgan province.
Hey, what happened with that?
Iranian state media and officials claim that at least 175 people got killed, most of them likely children. These numbers have not yet been confirmed independently. According to the New York Times, the school is adjacent to an Iranian naval base. US Central Command announced an investigation into the strike.
So go back to that. Can we confirm it reports that missile? But chat, wouldn't the forensic people on the ground could easily tell where it's from, whether it's from a residue or some other shit? I mean, they could absolutely find out where it's from. No, it wouldn't even take that much time. No.
US Central Command announced an investigation into the strike. Iran launches Operation True Promise 4 and the retaliatory strikes begin. Countless missiles are fired at dozens of sites across the Middle East. More than 200 missiles are launched at Israel alone.
Like, dude, like, what was that? Like
The Middle East.
Like the one that fell down.
Countless
like,
missiles are fired at dozens of sites across.
how can you fucking tell who's what is what when the shit's fucking doing that? Like, you know what I mean? It's
The Middle East. More than 200 missiles are launched at Israel alone.
It's a boost.
In solidarity with Iran, the Houthis in Yemen announced that they will resume attacking shipping lanes in the Red Sea. This effectively ends a 3.5-month pause following the 2025 Gaza ceasefire. The US-led coalition reportedly intercepts several drones and missiles heading towards Erbil in the Kurdistan region of Iraq with no casualties. Multiple news outlets later report explosions near Erbil International Airport where US soldiers are stationed. That afternoon, Dubai International Airport is hit with an Iranian drone, striking Terminal 3 and effectively closing UAE airspace. Several luxury hotels like the Burj Al Arab and Fairmont de Palm are set
That's
on fire.
awful. I mean,
It's unclear whether this was the result of a direct attack or if the fires were caused by debris from intercepted missiles. But the UAE isn't the only country targeted by Iran. In Bahrain, missile and drone attacks hit the US Navy.
this is U.S. people are hiding in those hotels, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Is that, bro? Is there anything that'll prove that, dude? He said what?
Fifth Fleet headquarters. Footage shows what appears to be an Iranian Shahed drone striking a tower block roughly 20 minutes from the facility. In Qatar, the Ministry of Interior reports 66 ballistic missiles were fired at the country. The debris reportedly injured at least 8 people.
Well, U.S. confirmed it, but what did it be? Tourists, fucking civilians, like random people? I mean, that doesn't justify shit. Like, yo, that doesn't justify shit. What are you on about?
Saudi Arabia, the Prince Sultan Air Base is targeted by ballistic missiles, which are reportedly successfully intercepted. In Jordan, the military reports that it has intercepted and downed 49 drones and ballistic missiles, likely headed for the major US military bases across the country. In Kuwait, Iranian drones strike 2 passenger.
Not any war. You're just talking about like some very developed, civilized country, and you think that, oh, we're gonna fucking, you think that they hit their target with that fucking whatever the fuck was going on? Dude, come on, dude, just stop it. Like I understand that the libtard shit is getting to your brain, and I get it, right? You think that, oh yeah, they hit the asleep U.S. officials, masterminds in that one big civilian hotel in Dubai. Like, fuck off. You know, you don't believe that. There's no way.
Terminals
You're
of the
mental.
Kuwait
You're
International
mental.
Airport. In Syria, debris from an Iranian missile kills at least 4 civilians while injuring several others. Both Qatar and Saudi Arabia announced that they reserve the right to respond. The Arab League condemns Iran's attacks. Following the blanket strikes by Iran, NATO senior command said its missile defense systems in Europe and its early warning radar in Turkey are on alert. Some experts warn that Iran may activate sleeper cells in Europe and North America.
What's that?
There are many more events and details we can't cover in this video, as attacks continue back and forth. So let's zoom out a bit.
Sleeper agents.
The US's involvement in the attacks is controversial. On Truth Social, Trump said this:
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world.
It's an argument for a war of necessity. An attack was looming across the sea, so the US had to strike preemptively. But it's unclear how Iran
Wait, he said what?
across the sea, so the US had to strike preemptively. But it's unclear how Iran's activities directly endangered the United States. Iran was apparently years away from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Yo, Chad, do they even have the delivery system for that? Yo, that would be an ICBM shit. Do they have the tech to actually send a shit to fucking space, lands in the US? Bro, okay. Is it even close to tested where it would be ready to go, where if they did get the payload, they would latch it on and it would go. Dude, I know for a fact that you don't believe this shit. I know that deep in your heart you don't believe that, and you convince yourself when you go to sleep that this is true, like some boogeyman. Come on, bruh. Come on. There is no way you believe that.
According to the US's own intelligence, the country's ballistic missile arsenal.
Oh yeah, guys, we made uranium 624. Put that right there. Hold that. Yo, John, hold it right there. All right? Now put that onto the thing that's gonna launch it. Bang. Okay, good. We're good. Yo, this shit is fucking incredibly elaborate. Are you fucking stupid?
Is estimated to reach no more
Like,
than
there is
3,000
there's no way.
kilometers. A threat to neighboring countries, but not to the US. Iran might have been
See, there you
attacked
go.
because it was in a uniquely weak position, as a type of preventive measure. This might make this a war of choice, not one of necessity.
These preventive wars are often condemned internationally, not only because they're optional, because if every nation went out to strike adversaries who they thought were temporarily weak, we would live in a world of constant war.
According to international law, a war of choice would be illegal. There are also discussions whether the attack was in violation of the US Constitution. Trump started the war without congressional approval.
Okay, then it was better than the status quo of letting every fuck each other over, and you're a developed country, and some other country is in a period of uncertainty and unstable, and you just let everybody getting absolutely fucked on. Dude, no, because dude, let's be honest. Okay, then what about Ukraine then? That would be a good example. That would be a correct example. Okay, then every pull out. I mean, let him deal with this. No. There needs some form of intervention by developed superpowers that have the leverage. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? What? Like this is like geopolitics 101.
Across the US and parts of the world, protests erupted, partly against the Iranian regime, partly against American involvement in the war. Oil prices have risen sharply. Experts warn of an impending global energy crisis because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. In Iran, people celebrate the death of Ayatollah Khamenei. Others are grieving. At this point, it remains unclear who will succeed him. For now, the regime formed a provisional government. It seems set on revenge and continues to strike Israeli and US bases. The exact number of deaths is hard to determine at this point. According to the US military, so far 3 American soldiers have been killed, with 5 seriously injured. According to Al Jazeera, 10 people have been killed in Israel, 3 in the UAE, 1 in Bahrain, 1 in Kuwait, 13 in Lebanon, and 2 in Iraq. The Iranian Red Crescent has reported that since the attacks, at least 555 people have been killed, with hundreds injured. According to the Times of Israel, these numbers do not differentiate between military and civilians. The situation is like...
but why are they firing at everybody, though? Why are they just going full AoE mode? I mean...
...to escalate further in the upcoming days. Timely reporting like this is incredibly resource-intensive. It's only possible thanks to today's sponsor, Hansen Shaving. We're grateful they're supporting our work. Many human hair.
Yeah, but I thought the efforts were now Israel, United States, Canada, France. Like, I thought there was a big coalition or some shit. Like, are they gonna hit all those too? Oh, I said I'm brain dead, but I mean, you haven't said an argument. I mean, you think that geopolitics is you probably think that every country is all on their own zone and nobody's anywhere. They're just at home. Dude. That is so incorrect. Like I said yesterday, what do you think happens if you defund all of the U.S. military, right? What do you think happens? Dude, you get fucking World War fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down to fucking 300. Easy. There's no... We're in peace. Are you stupid? Bro, it would destabilize... Taiwan is GG. Like, I mean, why? Bro. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't. Dude, I feel that we're now back to level 1. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? See, you don't even know about the overall conflict of the South China Sea and Taiwan, and you're trying to give me a fucking lesson about geopolitics and unstable zones. Come on, bruh. Fudge you, man. Intervention is required. Leverage must be used. It is what it is. Otherwise, I mean, you don't get peace. Man.